Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Bourbon Neophyte. I'm Anthony, and tonight we are going to dive into another round of Scarabus. Some of you may have seen my past streams, and one in particular that I reviewed the non-age stated Scarabus Isla Single Malt Scotch, to which I thought was pretty darn good. So I just happened to be out and about today with the wife, and I noticed a couple more expressions sitting there that weren't previously on the shelf here, and they were at a decent price. So I picked them up. One was the Scarabus Cask Strength, and the other one was Scarabus 10-year-old. So I said, what the heck? Let's pick those up and let's review them, and then let's do a blind. So I had my wife pour the three that I have in Glens, and they're capped. They're sitting right here. I don't know which one is which, but two of them are fresh cracks tonight. And one of the fresh cracks is this one right here. It is the Scarabus Cask Strength, or they call it batch strength. Is that what it says? Oh, yeah, they say batch strength right on there, and it's coming in at 57 ABV. So this is also an NAS and or non-age stated for those of you that may not have caught that. So I am really happy to try this. And then the other one, and I knew it was around, I just never had seen it until just recently, was the 10-year-old. So I picked it up today. So the batch strength was about $45 from Total Wine. Right here, the Scarabus 10, I want to say $50. I'm sorry, I don't remember, and I don't have the receipt in front of me, but they were very reasonable for the price. The other one that you have seen on here was the original one that I did, the non-age stated Scarabus, and it was $36.99. So let's just say $37.99. So these are actually very reasonably priced scotches, particularly this one. Even though it's a non-age stated, it's flavorful. It has some nice peat sweetness, leather. I got on this for 30, let's just say $37. I'm telling you, you really just can't go wrong. I was very impressed with it. So before I really get into it, I want to leave these things sit for just a few more minutes in the glass. And let's just see who all popped in here. I just want to say, hey, Big Vic, thank you for popping in. I know you gotta work and stuff like that. So I do appreciate you, brother. Thanks for popping in there. Hanging AZ, I knew you wouldn't miss this, that's for sure. As soon as they threw you off a live wire, I knew you'd be over, without a doubt. And here we go, the man, the myth, the legend, Prescription Bourbon. Cheers, man. Thank you for popping in over here. Always appreciate you, that's for sure. Jack, what is up, man? Nice to see you. Thank you for coming over here. Bourbon Baller Lee, dude, cheers. Uh, you know, always looking for one of them special picks. So if you're ever in Vegas, make sure I know, because man, I'd love to have you drop me off one of those delicious little delights. That it would be a terrific thing, because everybody tells me how good they are. You know, holy smokes, let me hold on to my chair. Let me hold on to my chair. He must have gotten a cat nap in today, like he said. Sugar Kitty, cheers, man. I tell you what, it is going to be a great night when you know that Sugar Kitty stayed awake for this stream. I'm telling you, either that or his overlords must have had an off night. So who knows? Who knows? John, cheers, man. And yes, that Kilhoman that you got that Jack sent you, I'm telling you, brother, you just cannot beat that Kilhoman. I'm telling you. I have a little bit left right here. that Jacob sent me, also known as JAC or Jack. He dropped this off to me, the batch 5. I am savoring this right now because it's the last bit that I have. And he dropped that off to me a little bit ago. And I had a small pour, and then I had a nice little hefty pour about a week or two ago out of that thing. Man, is that good. Bill, cheers, man. I am so glad that you had popped in here. Really, always a good time when you're here. Z-Man, cheers, man. Thank you for stopping over here. Mr. Morgan, what is up? How is everything over there across the pond, man? I hope you are doing well. Glad to see that you can make it. Dan, always a pleasure to have the Deathless Dogs over here. Cheers. Oh, and here's my silent counterpart, ASMR Whiskey, aka Andrew. Always great to see him here. And Andrew, are you going to put out another little video this week? And those of you who don't know, ASMR Whiskey has started his little own YouTube channel. He does little reviews that you can catch. I do believe, if I remember correctly, it's on Thursdays. So put it in the chat. Also, make sure you put your link in there also so that we have that. Oh, look at this. Dan O.B. Cheers, brother. Great to see you. J Max, always a pleasure. Thank you for popping in. And of course, Mr. Davalar, wonderful to see you. Cheers to you and your lovely wife. Hope you guys are having a terrific evening. Always great to have you here. Can't believe I'm still up at night. Have to get up and do exercise tomorrow. Well, I understand. And I understand if you decide that you're going to finish that napping. It's all good. Just remember, everybody that's here, smash that like button. And if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and click on that bell and click all notifications. That way you get all the notifications when we go live, because you probably don't want to miss it, because not even I know what's going to happen from time to time over here. There is another person there, Mr. C. Jackson. Cheers, man. Great to see you. What does it say here? I have the Old Line American Single Malt Double Oak Sherry Cask Finish. Not a Scotch, but it will have to do tonight. Hey, you could drink bourbon. You could be drinking rye. You could be drinking American Single Malt. You could be drinking Irish. It makes no difference. You can have a cup of coffee or just a nice ice cold water. It makes no difference. I'm just glad you're here. Oh, there's another guy. I was just scanning through. I said, I wonder if Jay's going to be here. And there is the next person in line. Great to see you, man. Thank you. And then now we've got the Australians present. Hey, hi, Lilith. How are you? Hope you are doing well. You and Chris. Cheers. Thank you for popping in. Oh, wait a minute. Here's the birthday guy right now. Slap shot, just so you know. It is his birthday. I'm not going to reveal his age because he has aged, and I'm not going to say anything, but it is his birthday. OJ for hire. Cheers, man. Appreciate your liking my photo on Instagram. Cheers. And then we have New Zealand represented. Cheers. Baz, nice to see you. Your Scarabus batch strength is long gone, but it was good while it lasted. Well, I haven't looked at any reviews or anything like that, but I think it was you that mentioned it to me a while ago when I had mentioned that I purchased a bottle and tried it and liked it and reviewed it. And I think you were the one that told me about the batch strength, aka cask strength. And so when I saw it here, I said, I'm going to have to get that. And then I thought, how did I know about this? And then I'm pretty sure it was you. I'm pretty sure it was you, but it's probably been a while since you and I talked about it. And at our age, oh, well, it just happens. That is for sure. But we will get over it. Here we go. What does he say? I am planning to drop episodes on Thursdays. I need to learn how to do a proper premiere. Well, you know what? I didn't think there's anything wrong with the one you did last week. And the only way you're going to get better is by continually putting them out. and nobody gives two shits. Just put them out, brother. Do what you do best. Do what you do best. Anyway, all right. So, that being said, we are going to go ahead and I am going to get into this here a little bit. But first of all, let's just look at something here because I've got some notes. The original. So what they're talking about when I say the original is going to be this right here. It's 46 ABV. It's supposed to have, and it's been a minute since I've tasted this. And, but what I do remember about this was the brine or that sea salt taste that they talk about. I remember that well on that. Definitely peat, vanilla, sweetness. Sorry. And the finish had some spice to it on the NAS, the regular Scarabus. It had some spice to it, which I liked. And it actually had some viscosity to it that stuck with you. So that's one of the things that impressed me about this particular scotch because it's not that expensive. Like I said, $37 for that bottle. That's not bad. Not bad at all. The 10-year is coming in at 46 ABV. Now, I have not had this to my lips or even on the nose yet. So I don't know what to expect other than ended up seeing what it says on the back. So now it's too late. I'll read it to you. It says, distinctively rich and earthy with peat smoke, leather, menthol, really, all softened with a drizzle of golden syrup. A long, smooth, and seductive finish follows. Really, I'll be the judge of that for you. That's for sure. I wouldn't have normally read anything like that, but because it was right in front of me, my eyes focused on it, and I read it, and I'm like, huh, okay. This whiskey is sourced. It is produced, how do I say this? Produced by Hunter Lang is the company that puts this out. And this is sourced whiskey, but it is not disclosed as to where it comes from. So, yeah, and I already told you the cask strength is coming in at, or the batch strength is coming in at 57 ABV. So, that being said, menthol, cheese. I would not, well, you know what? I shouldn't say that. It doesn't surprise me. If Tale of the Forest can have eucalyptus, pine needles, wet leaves taste, that smell you get. All right. Then I'm not surprised. So I don't know what's in here, but this is the first one. And if you guys can see it, there we go. Get it in there, focus. It's kind of light in color. Like I said, I do not know which one in particular this is, but it's light in color on there. But of course, it's a Scarabus. And I'm just stirring it up a little bit here. And let's just see if we can see if we get some legs on it. Because the original that I tried, the NAS, had some viscosity to it. Now this right here, I don't know if you guys are seeing this or not, but I am not seeing any legs on the side of the Glen whatsoever. Nothing on the side of the Glen. And it is very light looking Scotch. That's for sure. That's for sure. Whiskey Nose is in the house. Look at that. Marty, I am impressed that you're up to along with Sugar Kitty. So thank you for being here. And remember, I know you're half asleep, so hit that like button for me. And yes, It is pretty light looking on there. So let's see what we got here on the first one. My wife sealed these. Sorry, you pull this top off without getting it all over everything. She didn't have to do that, but she did. Oh, deliciousness. Peat smoke, sweetness of the single malt. Definitely brine on that without a doubt. Well, Sugar Kitty, I don't doubt you. I don't know where you get your sources of information, but I do not doubt you on this. And it is possible. It is possible. Although at one time I swore it was Ardbeg, but you dispelled that for me. God, this smells so good. So something about a single malt scotch with that nice malty sweet bread note that I can just nose that. I mean, I can't get enough of it. I don't know why. I just can't get enough of it. It's delicious. That's for sure. Mm. Uh, Thank you, James. I just caught that, and then I saw yours down there on the bottom. So I'll put that up so you can see it. If it came from Glen Gooley, you know it's got to be good. Yes, yes, I am. Yes, I am a fan of Douglas Lang. There is no doubt about it. So let's give this a quick taste here. Mm. Wow. It's light, peaty, salty. Now on the finish, getting some oil. A little bit of spice grips the tongue. Mm. Wow. Trying to figure out now the spices. Now on the second sip of this one, the spice is really coming forward on it. Wow. I don't know. Mm. No, the 10-year was like 50 something hanging. The batch strength was like 44, 45 at Total Wine. Yes. And the NAS was about $37. And when I say the NAS, this is the one I'm talking about. The only one that came in a tube was this one right here. These other ones did not come in a tube. They came just as you saw it right there. So, man, that one was good. So, what one is that? Okay, that's well on the top of it. I'll show you on the top of the first one I had. I don't know if it will show up that well, but there are 2 rings at the top of this Glen. So that was number 2, and somewhere here, okay, sealed up. And you can see the tape on it. My wife put what's in each glass, so I don't know. So the one I did, the first one I picked up with 2 rings on it, I thought was pretty good. So now we're going to go for the one in the middle, which has 3 rings. but it's the second one I've tried. Oh my gosh, the maltiness on this one just seems to be more intense, and I don't know why. Very good. Very, very similar uh, to the first, of course, and it's going to be. Eric, cheers, man. Dustin, always great to see you here. And you know what? Kalila is a good guess on this because yeah, the nose is so similar, but for some reason, a little more honey on this. Heather, maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but it just smells a little bit different. But who knows? I don't know. It's what I mean. They're all three in front of me, but I've only ever had one. Hmm. It has a little bit of a young note on it. And so I don't not sure if it's NAS because the NAS too had that, but this one seems to be a little bit more pronounced on this second glass. And like I said, the second glass had 3 rings here. But yeah, you always need to try barrel strength scotch without a doubt, hands down. Scott, thank you for stopping in. Cheers, brother. Thank you. Wow. Mr. Rance, I hope you are unthawing up north there. I'm going to take another little sip of that. That was kind of the finish on that was just a little different. It was not what I was kind of expecting. Like I said, there was, to me, a more pronounced almost like a lemon type of a zest that I don't want to call it bitterness, but that's what I'm going to use on this one here on the finish. Kind of different, kind of different, kind of different. I'm going to take a sip of water here. Now I'm going to go to the third one, and it has only has one circle on this ring. I don't know if anyone's going to be up. You can see it just barely there. But I'm sure the nosing notes are going to be the same. Oh, man. I don't know why I got banana right off the bat on that with that sweetbread note. Wow. This one, though, compared to the other ones, and let me hold one of these up here. There's the third one. This is the first one. Here's the third one on the color. There's the first one. Let me get my fingers out of the way. Darker, lighter. Venture to say age, 10 years maybe on this. Oh. Wow. Just on the retrohale on this thing, I got just a slight bit of banana on that. And it's like, wow, that is odd. But I did. I got a little bit of banana on that. Nice viscosity on it. Nice suggestion of peat and that saltiness. I'm almost going to guess this is the 10-year. I'm going to guess this is the 10-year. One, the color, but it's definitely silkier. How's that? It's definitely silkier on the palate. Man, that's something else. Why? Where is that coming from? You know, that's a good analogy on that hanging AZ, a short bread. And there is a slight suggestion of fruitiness to it, but I don't know why I'm pulling a banana note off it, and honey, heather, stuff like that, with a little bit of vanilla. But this has a little bit of like a cinnamon spice on the tongue, not cinnamon flavor, but that spice you get on some fresh cinnamon. If you've ever experienced that, Mark, cheers, man. Yeah, it's really different. Oh, and Ken is in the house. Cheers, brother. May not be a very Scottish name, but so far it's a decent drop for the money. It is pretty cool. The other two bottles, Ken, they did not come in a tube. They came on their own. And I asked that, and they said, well, if it doesn't have a tube and it's on the shelf, it didn't come with it. I'm like, I'll pay $1 more if they put it in a damn tube. But it's all right. It's all right, folks. You know, I can always count on Livewire Whiskey to smash that darn like button so hard I feel it. Cheers, Mr. Stahl. Oh, Mark Amenecker. Cheers for popping in here, man. Always wonderful to see a man of such caliber take that time out of their busy evening to come here. Cheers. Man, okay, this is pretty good. What label do you want to see? Do you want to see the tube, Eric, or do you want to see one of the other ones that's not in the tube? And I'm fine with it. But I'm sorry. I kind of like the tube. I kind of like the tube. Okay. That third one, the third one I just had, that was something. In other words, I don't think I've ever gotten a banana note like that off of a scotch. It's not like bang, but it's there. It was brief and it was gone. And then on the retrohale, it come back. So I briefly got it on the nose on that third one. It definitely wasn't banana on the palate, but on the retrohale, it had come back. I'm like, wow. Now, I don't get that on my Buna Sugar Kitty. Now, I think it was you that told me that before that, and it might have even been Dustin that had mentioned the banana note, but as one of you two, um, I don't get that on a Buna, but I've only ever had the one I have there, and I'm trying to remember the other one that I had gotten a taste of, and I don't, but I know it was a Boona, but I've only had two. So anyway, I just found that an unusual note to get off of a Scotch. Let me go back to this first one. God, that sweetbread note is freaking amazing on this thing. God, that's good. So, just off the top of my head, this first one right here, that's the first one I sipped. I'm going to say this is the NAS. All right, the NAS, as in non-age stated. I'm going to say this middle one right here with 3 rings on the lid is the cask strength. And let me cleanse my palate here again. And with a little time, I think the cask strength and that tenure are going to open up a bit more, and the flavor will come out a little bit better. Like I said, those were fresh cracks just before the stream by about a half hour. So I'm on the second one, and this is the one I'm saying is the cask strength. Caramel butterscotch now on that middle one. Kind of different. Oh my God. Sorry, but I just had to ponder that another moment. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to say that that's the cask strength, and it definitely has a young note to it. It's not off-putting. It's absolutely not terrible, but it's a younger whiskey, that's for sure. It's definitely a younger whiskey. Now here comes the last one, which I'm going to say is the 10-year. And I could be and probably am wrong. Mm. Yeah, that's good. So my rating is going to be the first one that I sipped, which I said would have been this one. I'm going to say is going to be my first choices, and I like that one. The second one, I'm going to say is the batch strength, or I call it the cask strength at 57 ABV. And I'm going to put that one right now in third spot. And the second spot, I'm going to say is the 10-year. And that's going to be my number 2 pick. So the number 1 pick is the NAS Scarabus. The number 2 pick is going to be the 10-year Scarabus. And then the one last is going to be the cask strength. I do not know, but I'm going to find out here, and we shall see. So I'm going to open this thing up in front of you because I do not know what's what. So I said number 1 was the NAS, okay, which is incorrect. Number 1 was the 10-year. So it's like, excuse me, I'm sorry. I apologize. I do apologize. I read it backwards. I was correct. My number one that had the number two on it, the two thing was the NAS. Sorry. She wrote one, two, three. It's not my one, two, three. So anyway, so the first one I picked had the two rings on it was the NAS, and it came in first. I was correct. Number two, um, my number two pick with the three rings. Well, that wasn't my number two pick. Well, it is the number two pick. It's number two on there, but it was the Bat Strength, which is my third pick. And then the last one with the one on it is the 10, and that came in second. So I picked them right on there. I forgot how she numbered these on there. So the NAS was first, the 10-year was the second, and the Bat Strength was last place or three. So I actually did pick out which ones they were. Hoo-hoo on my part. Not getting excited, but I got it. But I think that Bat Strength just needs a little time in the bottle to open up and for me to drink a healthy pour or two out of it. And I think it will do wonders. I liked it. I don't think that I like the proof. I know for 57 ABV, I did not think it was that proofy at all on there. So, hey, not too bad for somebody who doesn't know what the hell he's doing when it comes to whiskey. That's for sure. But well, sorry, a little bit went down the wrong pipe. That was not too bad. It is it's not a bad choice. I would recommend you all pick up either one of them. I think they are a good choice. I think they are a nice sipper. I think that they taste good. They have peats, particularly if you like peat. I don't feel that it's an overpowering peat. Let's just say like an Ardbeg or a Lafroig. It's definitely a step above a Highland Park. And I would venture to say like a Talisker Storm peat level. If I'm thinking Kilhoman, no. What I mean by that is I don't think it's on that level as far as a Kilhoman peat because a Kilhoman peat is so much cleaner. And you know that how I figured this out is Sugar Kitty dropped me off a sample of Machier Bay, and he always kept trying to describe to me the peat from it was just so clean. And like, what are you talking about? I don't know. Well, once I got that sample of Machier Bay, I understood what he meant about clean peat. Uh, I don't know how, my words, it was just very fresh. Um, I enjoyed it. It was like nothing I'd ever had before. It truly wasn't. It was like anything I ever had before on that. So Kilhoman is really, really different when it comes to its level of peat and the peat flavor that's in that particular scotch. So yes, I recommend Kilhoman to people. I recommend Island Park to people, but we're talking about Scarabus right now, and I definitely would recommend the NAS. I would definitely recommend the 10-year-old and give the batch strength a try. I'm going to definitely drink some more over that over the next week, and then I'm going to push it aside and leave it set for a little bit and just see how that thing opens up a bit because I think it's got some promise. And like I said, for 57 ABV, I really didn't think it was that high, and I don't think I would have pegged it at that at all, not knowing what I know, because it certainly doesn't drink like that. Eric, that is a pretty fine hat. Are you getting ready for some type of celebration? Because I saw you put that on Livewire, and I'm thinking,
Yeah, I put it on Livewire. I wanted to wear a hat to be on here with you, and this is literally the only. And this is actually a felt hat. This is like a higher end uh, St. Patrick's Day prop because it's actually like felt.
I
So,
got you. I got you.
but I'm not drinking Irish right now. I'm drinking Bunnahabhain 12.
Mm,
And this was the first Scotch that really, as a bourbon drinker, got me to drink Scotch. And now that I drink it, I get I now get there's a smokiness to this, and there's a
it's
brine to
there.
this, and there's a
Yep.
brine, but it's way in the background because this has been aged in whiskey, bourbon, and sherry barrels,
Yep.
and so that kind of covers up the Isla character of the Scotch. But I can, because of,
It comes out.
especially because of you and Greg, I now understand. I get these. I can taste an Isla now. The minute I drink it, I know it's an Isla. If I don't know what it is, I know it's an
It's
Isla.
distinctive.
It's incredible.
It is. It is incredible. It is distinctive. Yes, it is. But I love my Buna 12. I think it's a wonderful pour. The Scarabus that I'm drinking right now, this one is the non-age stated. It's
Okay,
it's I love it. I mean,
because I
it's
was
just an
looking.
excellent sipper. That's what's in this glass right now. It's just an
I
excellent
was looking
sipper.
at a Scarabus at Cask Cartel. They want $219 for this particular bottle. So it must not be the same bottle.
Sorry, apparently not. Apparently not.
Yeah, because this is 219, and I think you said you got yours for what, 39?
37 on the NAS,
Okay.
44, so $45 I think it was for the batch strength or cast strength. And the 10-year-old was like 50, 55, right in between there. So they're very reasonable scotches for the money. I'm not disappointed in it, nor the batch strength. It just needs a little time to open up, but it's definitely a younger whiskey.
I
I
can't
will tell you that it's younger. You get that youngness on the whiskey, but it does have the peat. It does have sweetness. You get a hint of honey, some leather, some spice on the finish. There's viscosity to it. So I'm very happy with all three expressions. I have high hopes that this Scarabus in the batch strength will open up a little bit better. The 10 was much silkier. You know that it's an aged Scotch without a doubt. You definitely taste the difference between the NAS, the cast strength. Sorry, I'm trying to stop saying cast strength. The batch strength they call it.
Batch strength, yeah.
Yeah. You definitely get the difference at 46 ABV. I think that's not bad at all on that 10. It has promise, and same thing. It needs to have at least another glass or two out of it. Like I said, I've had maybe a half ounce out of each bottle since we opened it because that's what I had poured in here. I think time is going to do well in there. Time is going to do some good. And I know it did well for the NAS. I enjoy just sipping on that normally, and I haven't touched it in a while. And I even said that a couple streams ago. I think I talked about last week. On Fridays, when I get home after work, because I generally don't drink Monday through Thursday. I try to go on Fridays and I grab something that I just haven't touched in a while. In other words, I go back 4 or 5 bottles on that shelf, reach back there and go, what the heck was this? Oh, yeah, I haven't had this in a while. And then I pour myself 2 fingers and I go and sit down in my easy chair Well, I don't want to have to get up 2 or 3 times.
Two
Yeah,
fingers, huh?
2 fingers. Yeah.
That's
Well,
I've never seen that.
just 2 fingers.
Yeah, two
Well,
fingers
think of it.
like anybody else.
Yeah,
Although this
I just don't want to get up out of my chair.
looks
Yeah.
suspiciously a lot like 4 fingers, but
Well,
2 of them cut off.
just 2.
Yeah,
Just 2
no,
fingers, see?
okay, I see
Yeah.
it. See it.
Yeah. I
That's
just don't want to get up out of my chair a couple of times to refill the glass.
Yeah, so bring the bottle back with you.
Yeah, but then I might fill it up twice.
So you have 4 fingers.
Well, that's
Right?
true.
Who's
That's
lying?
true.
I mean,
But I don't
if
want to
you're gonna
sleep
lie
in
to
my
yourself,
chair.
let's lie all out.
Well, I just don't want to sleep in my chair when I got a perfectly good bed. So,
Oh, but this you don't have a chair made out of goose down. This chair is goose down feathers. This
well,
chair is a great chair to fall asleep in.
I'm sure it is. I've got a lazy boy, and I make full use out of it because this boy can be lazy. Mm.
Yeah, it's this chair was an amazing find, and it wasn't expensive at all. It floors me because I mean it's got the wood structure and everything, but everything around the wood and then the cushions and everything is goose down. So it's real easy to fall asleep in. Real easy. Good day, Ken.
I told Hanging AZ to buy it. I don't know why he was saying he would doubt me on Scotch. I cannot believe it. Oh, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Port Ascot 100 proof is better pour and very comparable to the Scarabus. The latter is more affordable, though. Yes. Yes. The Scarabus is a little more affordable than the Port Ascot. And the gun show is here. What's up, man?
What's going on, guys?
Would they throw you off a live wire already?
Nah, I want to come over here and try to get on for a few minutes before I have to go to bed. So I appreciate you.
Well,
hosting me
appreciate
tonight.
that.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Because I know it's a little late for you. You got to get up in a couple of hours. and-
Yeah, I got to get up around 7, so I'm working on
yeah,
about
that's right.
6 hours. So
Wow.
I'll make it.
Well, you know what? You're like me. If I get about 6 hours, I'm good.
There you go.
I mean, I can do 5,
Yeah.
but it catches up with me if
Oh
I do
yeah,
that
yeah,
in a row.
yeah.
And
If I get
get-
around 5, I got to get a nap that afternoon when I get home. So.
Unless
that is true.
Yes.
unless I'm incredibly high like I was last night, I can stay up pretty late. I'd gone to my local brew pub. They had a new double IPA. I drank 6 of those. They're 8.5, almost 9%.
Wow.
I drank 6 of those, then came home and started drinking bourbon, and then I started hitting on this bad boy, and I just was like, out. I couldn't. I woke up. I woke up this morning right here at 5:25.
Right there.
The sun was coming up. I saw, damn. You know what? I felt great. I felt like I had a really good sleep.
There you go.
I had Tommy send me a text, and then I had Big Vic try to call me twice. Everybody's like, "You okay?" Yes, I'm fine.
I'm just resting.
Trust me, I am perfectly fine.
There
The
you go.
IPAs have done the job.
You have done a
Oh
job.
my God, dude. And see, I have special privileges because they have a three beer limit, but because I hang out over there and I've known everybody who's worked there since they worked at every other brewery in this town. So I'm not just a regular, because like when they close up at night, I help them clean. I do all that stuff. And so the beer limit doesn't apply to me. I can drink
privileges. Yeah.
Yeah, I have privileges. That's what one of the guys working there today said. He's all, because the double IPA, they're not supposed to give it anything bigger than a 16-ounce glass.
Right.
They have 3-ounce glasses. He's all, you want a 16 or a 20? He's all, I didn't think I could get it in a 20. He goes, you're different. He said,
You are different,
You are
Eric.
different.
Don't you know that? You're different.
So yes, I will take a 20 ounce.
yeah, you know, the rules do not apply to you like they do
There you
everybody else. He said, then give me a 20.
Hey, Sugar Kitty. The cats do not care if you sleep.
There
You
go.
are at their beck and call,
That's
period.
right. Because they're going
Yeah.
to sleep when they want to.
They are exactly.
Exactly.
hmm
When they
I'm
want you
gonna
to wake
pour.
up,
I'm gonna pour a little bit of this.
then do this. They're like,
Hey, you're going to like that. Trust me.
liked it
I
the
know
first
where that
time.
bottle is. I know where
Yeah.
that bottle is. You're going to like that. But
What
I
is
think
it?
you've had a pour out of that before.
I have. I'm fixing to get a little bit more.
I see you
of
got your little your little Glen there.
it. Yeah.
You know,
That's
that
a
is
funny-
such a good pour with the sherry, the bourbon, the peat,
Oh yeah.
you know, and how
Which
it's
is it?
that's finished.
What was it?
I think it's one of those that,
Beta
that
Harbor
I tell
12.
everybody.
Oh, that's
you
what I'm
just
drinking right now too.
you just got to buy one of those and
Right
and
here.
The
have them.
nose on this thing is so crazy.
Isn't
Yeah.
it? That sweet
Yeah, that's-
bread,
Yeah.
that maltiness.
You get the malt. Yeah. You get that
You
sweetness.
get the malt. You get a creme brulee. You get a
Oh
malt.
yes,
Oh
yes,
You get a
yes,
broth.
you do.
Crazy.
You get a brine, and then you get that hint of Isla smoke, man.
Yeah. You get that. I pick up more of the brine, I guess, because I'm more used to being at the coast. But that brine, and I've never drank anything else that had that.
Cheers, Paz.
That nose on it, that brine nose.
Yeah, man. The nose on the 12 is
gosh.
just so good. And the thing that is weird to me is before I started really liking scotches, when I kept telling Anthony that Lefroy was shit, I was drinking this, and this has got all of those same flavors, just buried a little deeper underneath all the wood.
Right, yeah.
All the
Yeah,
wood
that definitely very, yeah.
And now I taste it, and I'm like, well, how could I not like Lefroy? I'm such an idiot. I mean, Lefroy is now, I drink, that's my go-to bottle most nights.
Wow.
It's my thing.
But you know what, Eric? I was the same way for a while. I used to do peated scotch 30 years ago. I got out of it. When I got back into it, I jumped into the deep end, had a bad experience,
Ooh, yeah.
and it caused me to pull back.
Pull back, yeah.
But about a month later, I dived back into it, already expecting Band-Aids and hate to borrow.
Bad
or
experience,
Ben's.
yeah.
Yeah. But all of a sudden, that good experience caught up.
Yeah, it started picking up.
And
Yeah.
then I was like, oh. And then that went, well, I can do this
Yeah.
and I can do that. So the palate shock for me was over. I kind of
Right.
already had, I'm not going to like this in my head. But then when I tasted it, I'm like,
The experience, yeah.
wait a minute. This isn't bad.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, I just started stepping.
There you go.
And I went from this stuff, I'd rather run my tongue across the carpet in a subway station than have to endure
yeah.
this taste again,
Yeah.
to, oh, this isn't bad. Well,
Oh.
what's the next step up?
Right.
And okay, well, I like this, but what's the next step up? And I went almost double stepping.
Oh wow, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
now I was good with it.
You're on a mission now, yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
the
on a
sound-
mission.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
mean, it came back to me.
Right.
And now, give me the Lefroy, give me, the Ardbeg of
Yeah,
the world,
wow.
give me
Ooh,
Lagavulin
yeah.
all day long.
Yeah.
And that rich, smoky sweetness is just heaven in a glass.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I am so good with it,
Yeah.
without a doubt. Hey, Mr. Jiggs,
What's up, Mr.
cheers, man.
Jiggs?
Yeah, that flight that Greg sent me is the flight that changed
Oh,
my Scotch
That
drinking
Florida, that Florida one from the Highland Park Cask Strength that I drank with you,
life. Yeah,
that damn thing was.
dude. That
I mean,
changed-
I finished my last drop with you, and oh my goodness,
that night changed my Scotch drinking life.
So
I'm telling you.
I got a question. So I I saw this bottle the other week when I was in a store out of town, and I've heard people talk about it, but it's the classic Lottie, the brutal Lottie. I can't pronounce it.
Brook Lottie.
Brook Lottie.
Brook Lottie.
Yeah.
Buy it.
So I've heard that was a good one to kind of
Buy it.
Yeah.
Yep,
Buy it.
That was my
But now
first.
that is not peated.
Right. And that's kind of in my wheelhouse. Yeah. I'm just getting into some peat. I prefer the ones I've tried before I didn't like. And so, but now this is really good. I enjoy this.
That's your step.
Yeah.
That is your step now.
The 12 is
And
actually
so,
the 12 is peated, but it's lightly it's
right.
The smoke is buried way
Yeah,
back.
yeah. It doesn't bother me at all. Like
it's no
some of the other
Band-Aids
stuff that I've tried years ago. But I did hear that Brook Lottie, the classic Lottie, was a good one to get because isn't it is it a Speyside or Isla?
That's
It's
an
not
island.
an Isla.
Isla, but it's not peated. Yeah. Or it's very low peat or whatever.
It's not peated at all. The Brook Lottie, classic Lottie, is not peated.
But
now
I heard
the
that
Port
was a really
Charlotte,
good. Port Charlotte,
Charlotte 10, that's peated, and they say heavily peated.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you what, don't hesitate to buy that either.
Okay.
Because that is such a rich, sweet smoke in that Port Charlotte 10.
Right.
And I don't know anybody that basically says they hate that particular one.
Right. No, I've heard people rave over it. Yeah.
It is. Hey, Mark.
What's up,
Absolutely.
Cheers, brother.
Hey, Mark.
That Port Charlotte 10, you cannot go wrong with it. But definitely go to the Brook Lottie. Get the classic Lottie. You're in the Boona.
Yeah.
If you see a Highland Park 12 or a Highland Park 15.
Yeah, I've seen the 15.
Buy it.
Okay.
Now that has the same suggestion of peat as the Boona.
Okay.
Maybe just a little north of it. In other words, just a little more. But
yeah, I can deal with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. It's a little more, but they do it differently.
Right. Yeah, because the
oh my
Boona
gosh,
is not
I have 2 bottles.
What's up, David?
Yeah.
I got 2 bottles of the 15.
Yeah.
I have cast strength. If they have the cast strength, either 2 or 3, which basically first version, second version, third version. I think they're on the 3rd now.
Right.
Either one doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
I've had one
my God.
strength. My liquor store got in the cask strength by accident, kept it at the same price as the regular 12.
What? Oh, wow.
I bought 2 of those bottles.
No, bless their hearts.
Yeah. That's what I say. Anytime the Walgreens where I've been getting my 9-year-old Knob Creek single barrels for over 2 years for $29.99.
29. Oh my God.
They finally figured it out. I went in there the other day. It's $45.99 now.
Yeah.
I was all,
and that's still not a bad deal though.
No, but the $29.99 was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody actually told me I was stealing from them. I said, I'm paying the price.
I'm paying what they're offering. Yeah,
that's right. I'm not even trying to get them to go down.
It's great. It's not my job to tell you
right, John.
bourbon wrong.
Now, Ben Demon Hunter said the right thing too. That Boona 12 and the cask strength
for the same price.
If you come across that Boona 12,
it's a steal.
Yeah, you buy that sucker in the cask strength.
Yeah,
because you already like the 12 now. You get that cask strength, and oh my gosh!
Don't make me go to the garage and get my helmet now. You don't put your helmet.
Well, hanging AZ, John's always giving me crap for getting my tactical gear on when I'm drinking.
Oh no!
Safety first, you know.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right.
Yeah, I got all my stuff from when I retired out in the garage. So
yeah.
I
I
got
got
the,
it all here in my man cave. I was on base doing Army stuff with my reserve unit all weekend. So I came back home in just work mode and started
There you go.
rearranging things. That's why you see my angles different because I moved my camera and
right. Yeah.
I'm just cleaning stuff up. You just redoing stuff, can't have progress without change.
That sounds like
Exactly.
my current job. Yeah. In the nuclear field, they're like, we've always got to get better. And I'm like, there comes a point where the best is the best.
Yep.
And I'm like, they always want to change something. And it's not always the best.
Right. Because it's not always broken.
No, yeah, exactly. I mean, we go to other plants and we look at the way people do stuff and we're like, that's the best thing that I've seen. And then you bring it back, and then a couple of years later, they're like, this is not the best thing anymore. And I'm like, how is this not the best thing?
It was fine. Leave it alone.
Yeah, if it's not broken, leave it alone.
Don't fix it.
Don't fix it.
I say that all the time.
Because invariably, if their fix is usually worse than what we were doing before.
Yeah. But their motto is, if it ain't broke, break it so we can fix it. That's their motto. Let's break it so we can fix it the way we.
At some point, you get to where the best is the best, in my opinion. So,
yeah.
But what was I gonna say? I got a bunch more stuff I want to do before I go to bed tonight because I'm just in go mode. But I had to jump on and raise a glass with you guys because I got promoted today.
Oh,
you
wow.
did.
Awesome,
you finally
dude.
make E7?
Yep, it's our first class over here.
Congratulations, man.
First class.
Congratulations, man. All right there,
Thank you,
Sarge.
thank
Way
you.
to go.
Yes.
Congratulations, Gunny.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I had to jump on and
We had an E7 in my unit in Fort Riley who was in the Marines before he was in the Army. And he was our acting first sergeant, so everybody called him Gunny because he was a Marine too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
he got to be Gunny.
Yeah, in the Marines, that's what they call the E7s.
Yeah.
If they're like in a platoon sergeant role.
Gunnery
Yeah.
sergeant. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
gunnery sergeant.
Well, we had a couple where I worked, and we still called him Gunny. And he was retired 30 years out of the Corps, did 3 tours in Nam. We called him crazy after when he told us he did the second, and then we called him an idiot when he did the third. He goes, I know, but he said, I had a real good time.
Oh, my gosh.
We have to bring...
I did 4 in Afghanistan.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah, our former director of security at the corporate level, he
up, Brian?
retired.
How you doing, Mark?
It's the birthday
Yeah,
guy right
There
there.
you go. He retired out of the
Slapshot.
Army as in Special Forces at E9.
Dude, I knew so many guys who were, because I was in a long range surveillance unit, but I knew a lot of guys who were in special forces, and they would the real operators would do everything they could to not make. Okay, if they made E8, it had to be master sergeant. They didn't want to be a first sergeant. If you're a first sergeant, guess what? You don't get to do anymore. You don't get to go out and do all the secret squirrel shit.
Yeah.
So, and none of them wanted to be E9. They all would turn down sergeant major school. Every time they get an assignment sergeant major school, they do something to fuck up their leg or something. They couldn't go because they did not want to be a sergeant major in any way, shape, or form. Because then you were never going out in the field ever again. As long as you live, you're done.
Yeah, you're stuck in meetings all day at that point.
Yeah.
Right, and you got a crook in your finger because of how you hold your coffee
Thanks, Ken.
all day long.
Get off my grass.
I had a friend.
Get off my grass. That is a sergeant major to the core.
Oh, my God.
I had a friend I went to college with, and he was in the Air Force, and he was in the reserves when we were in college. He was an SP, if I remember right. Well, he retired out of the Air Force as, I want to say, command sergeant major.
Yeah.
And turned down commissions. He had a master's degree.
Yeah.
But he didn't want it. And I didn't go to his retirement party, but I knew of it. And the people that I know that went there said, there were generals there who tried to get him to stay, take a commission.
Right.
Because they didn't want him to leave. But he just he had 25 years, I think. And he was just like, I'm done. and he's sitting pretty, I'm sure.
Oh,
I mean, he
yeah.
can go
Oh,
to
yeah.
work for another 20 years and do what he wants. He's the same
Right.
age as me, maybe a year older, but he doesn't have to.
No.
No, not with that pension.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, we got a guy that he runs he's been over our adversary team for probably the past 18 years. I think he got out in 2003, 2004. But he was special forces. He was Delta
Nick Cronin's
operator.
in the house.
Oh,
And-
damn. Happy birthday, Brian.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Mark.
It
Yeah,
is.
cheers,
it
Brian.
is
Thank you, everybody.
his birthday.
Cheers.
I have to
Thanks, guys.
get something.
You're
And-
29, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and he's
29 and holding. Yeah.
29, 20 years ago. Minus what? Well, 19 years ago.
Yeah, I was fixing. I thought you were 48. Yeah.
Yeah, 48.
Yeah, but
Oh,
we
we were talking about Lefroy, so I think this is what I'll have.
Oh, the Carabus.
Nice.
Carchus.
Yep.
Cargus, yeah. The
I
Cargus.
think I will pour some of that since I've got peat on the palate.
Eat on the palate.
Peat on the palate.
It's weird because my ancestors are from Scotland, and I'm like, why don't I like peated stuff? You know.
I'm gonna have to get some more of this stuff.
Yeah, I got.
I mean, my ancestor was the son of the first king of Scotland. So
Oh, wow.
the first king of Scotland was Robert the Bruce, and his son is where the Robertson name came from because he was the son of Robert.
Son of Robert.
Yep. So that's why our clan badge has the crown in it.
Hold on, because we're old, we can't see it. There you go.
Oh, nice.
And then that's the coat of arms.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
Yep.
I know it's not 777s, but it looked like it.
No, I
It's
was,
wolf heads. Yeah.
Yeah.
Three
wolf
three
heads,
wolf
yeah.
heads. Yep.
yeah, I thought they were horses at first. And I was like, no, those aren't horses. Yeah.
I went to sevens. I said, no, they're horses. And I go, nah, that's not right.
And unfortunately, it was like 20 years ago, so they're starting to get a little ragged. So
Yeah, I've got my my coat of arms by my front door. It's got
There
a
you go.
sword above it with the big
Yep.
coat of arms right there.
that's cool.
Because my grandpa traced our stuff back all the way to like the 1200s. And
Yep.
when one of my ancestors led a regiment that took down a large portion of Napoleon's army,
Oh, wow.
and he was made a duke and given
Yeah.
land in Wales and all that stuff.
Cool.
So he looked up all that stuff. It's pretty sweet.
There you go. Yeah, ours is traced back to the early 1300s. So
My wife only has mine back to 12 generations, and that 13th generations was overseas, so we got to keep going.
oh yeah,
Because that's what I'm looking for is what coat of arms is mine.
right.
Because I know I was my ancestry test told me I am from Scotland, England, Ireland. Those
I'm
that's
40.
basically
All
I'm
right.
47% Scottish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've gone back. I'm just looking right now on my ancestry.com. I'm back. I think I'm back just to the beginning. Yeah, 1490, 1469, and that's it. 1469. John Thompson, 1469, lived in Finger Alley, Scotland. Born 1469, died 1526.
Oh, right on.
There you go. Yeah, mine is like 92% Scottish, and then I've got 8% from Finland. So
Oh,
I
wow.
guess I got some Vikings that came down.
They did
That
that.
doesn't make you bad. It
No.
doesn't make you bad.
No.
No,
Yeah,
not at
people
all.
from Scotland were conquered by the Vikings. They're
Oh yeah.
related.
Oh yeah.
They're all related.
Right. Yeah,
Yep, it happens.
it does.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for that promotion, just to let you know, I forgot. I poured the all ranks 4 vets by vets.
Oh, there you go.
So that's the pour that I poured for that celebration pour with you guys.
Cheers.
So
man.
did they Did they pin the new rank on you today, or?
Yeah, we did the whole ceremony and everything today.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Cool,
I bet
man.
it was.
That's awesome, man. So
Did you
how
know-
many years you have in, Mark?
Just hit 16.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and if I stayed active duty, I would have picked up 7 a long time ago. But
Oh, wow.
I left active, and after 4 deployments back to
Right.
back, I was like, I want to raise my kids a little bit.
Yeah.
I missed every one of their birthdays and stuff.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah, hey, there's no problem with that, man. Hey,
yeah.
you've
And so,
been through
I
it.
left active, joined the
There you
guard,
go.
messed with the guard for a little bit, didn't really dig it, and so I switched over to the reserves.
Yeah.
And I love my job in the reserves now.
Good, man.
I love it.
Man, I got out of the Army, went into the reserves. My first day there, my first sergeant comes out, and this guy put more pressure on the buttons of his BDUs than I've ever seen a human being.
He had faith in those buttons.
He had to have, because I didn't. I was afraid I was getting an eye put out. So
I was just going to say, you better have some glasses on.
he
Where's
decided
your high pro?
he decided he wanted to do a uniform inspection.
Oh, God.
So he comes out, and I've got like a little bitty thread sticking off my unit patch, and he gives me shit. And I went,
That's right.
"First Sergeant," I said, according to AR 650, AR, what was it? AR
670-1.
670-1.
Yeah.
The inspecting officer or senior NCO must meet the requirements of AR 670-1 himself, and you do not. I will stand here until you bring somebody out to inspect me who meets the standards of the United States Army. And I did. I stood out there for 2 hours until a lieutenant came out and said, get your ass on the plane. I stood in the sink.
right.
I was not going to let that fat goddamn soup sandwich inspect me and tell me I had a thread sticking out when he was trying as hard as he could to kill people with buttons.
Oh, my gosh.
He was so overweight. There's no way he made the tape test. Somebody was cheating.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fudging those numbers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I refused to let him inspect me.
Eric, I'm so glad you used that term soup sandwich, because we use that all the time at work.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Some of the guys that we
Oh,
work.
yeah.
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 When they
big
come
time.
down to qualify and stuff, like, oh, God, this is a
Absolutely.
soup sandwich, right?
You look like a fucking soup sandwich.
Yeah.
I didn't tell him that, but
Oh,
boy,
God.
I wanted to.
Well,
All right, guys. I'm gonna run out. I got
All
too
right.
much shit to do.
Hey, cheers,
All right,
brother.
Mark.
Hey,
Yeah, Mark.
cheers to you guys. Appreciate you.
cheers. Congratulations
Cheers.
again, sir. Oh,
Hey, thank
and
you.
thank you if you locate that bottle.
Yeah.
You know I did.
Yeah, congratulations on the promotion.
I'll get it to you, brother.
No problem. Cheers.
See y'all later.
I saw we have a full-time guard unit here, and I was in a liquor store one time, and I remember being in the military, and if it was past 6 o'clock in the evening, you better not still be in your uniform unless you were on duty. So it was like 7:30, and this person walks in his BDU pants, his undershirt, his boots are now unbloused,
Oh, God.
and he's coming in to buy alcohol. And I was
Like
all
a dirt bag.
I was all soldier. I said, it's almost 8 o'clock at night. What are you still doing in your uniform? What I can make of it.
Yeah.
Do you know who he was? He was the sergeant major of our National Guard unit.
Oh, my gosh.
I was
Nobody
so-
was going to tell him anything.
I did, and then I called his commander the next day.
Yeah.
I called his commander. I said, you had a sergeant major in
Out in public.
out in public with his boots unbloused, no BDU top on,
No shirt on. Yeah.
no hat on. He wasn't covered. I was all, I don't know what's happened in the military, but this ain't right. I said, you guys. I said, and I told him that. I said, your sergeant major looks like a goddamn soup sandwich.
Oh, gosh.
And I'm sure that sergeant major thanked you once he went into that office and turned around and came out.
Ooh.
Yeah, I imagine he didn't know my name, but I imagine he said several things about me.
Oh. Not that you haven't had them said about you before,
Right. Yeah.
And I give
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
damn. I give a damn.
especially in that profession you are, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just like, how the hell can you walk out in public and represent
Right.
the United States military looking like this? And then when I found he was a sergeant major, I was speechless.
Yeah, you would think somebody at that position would know better. Yeah.
I was speechless. I was like,
Hey dude, put some sweatpants and a hoodie in your car and change.
Yeah.
Change.
Change. Put on your
Don't just strip half of your uniform off and go out here like,
Dude, you know how the old BDU pants had the nylon laces that you could tie?
Yep. Right.
They were all dangling everywhere. They were flopping around.
Stuff just hanging out. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. I was just and I realized I'm gonna be this guy for the rest of my life.
But you know what though?
But there's a standard that you should uphold.
Nobody called them out on it before. That's why.
Exactly.
They figured who's gonna know.
I didn't think I was gonna be that guy until that night. And then all of a sudden I realized, oh, I'm that guy. I'm that guy who's never gonna let anybody be out in public in the uniform and the boots I used to wear and disgrace the way disgrace the Army. No way. Won't let it happen. So I'm that guy.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And my third son's grandfather retired as a first sergeant, and I used to call him Top all the time. And he used to do the same thing. We'd be out and he'd see some guy not really in uniform, like looking like shit, and he'd walk over and just dress him down. What's your unit, son? I'm going to call your first sergeant. I want to know what your unit is. You shouldn't be out here disgracing that uniform.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And that's me. I didn't think that guy was going to be me, but that guy is me.
That's you, all right. Damn you. That is you.
Hey, we talk about it all the time. We're like, we have a standard.
Yeah.
And we have several people that just do not uphold the standard. And unfortunately, in the corporate America world today, it's hard to get rid of those people. And, so we try to work with them when we try to work. It's like every time they come to the range, it's like day one. And we're trying to start all over again, And, these people have been here for 10, 12, 15 years. If you hadn't got it by now, you're not trying.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always, we're like, oh, we got so-and-so and so-and-so today. We better watch them because they're going to do something stupid out here and, flag somebody or try to do something that makes no sense. I'm trying to look at this old Pulteney 12.
I got in trouble at the range one day because a guy flagged me once. I said, you do it again, I'm going to point mine at you. And if you point at me a third time, I'm going to pull the trigger.
I'm going to discharge. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't know if you're not going to shoot me. You're pointing a weapon at me. I'm taking care of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can say I've been lucky enough that every time I've been on a range, and I've been on many, the last couple of years, I just haven't because I got lazy. That's what it comes down to. And I just don't want to keep cleaning them. I clean them not every couple of months, just throw some oil on them. But
the past couple of years, ammo has gotten so expensive. I got plenty of ammo, but I just don't want to shoot it because I can't afford to replace it right now.
Right.
If you could find it.
Yeah, if you can find it, yeah.
And 5.56 is again above 60 cents a round again.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Which I mean, for a while, like on a couple of the online sites, I was able to get 5.56 for like 42 cents a round, and I think that's decent now. I'm not looking for them to ever be back at 25 cents a round.
Oh, no. Yeah, 25, 28. Yeah.
Yeah, but 42 cents to me, if anything under 50 seems reasonable.
Yeah.
But, and so, the last time it was under 50, I bought another so many thousands rounds. I'm not telling anybody how much ammunition I have. They have no business knowing that.
No. What? You've got 1,000 rounds like any good homeowner.
Exactly. You got to have at least 1,000 rounds per weapon,
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good start.
Yeah. That's just around my bed.
That's a minimum. Yeah, a minimum.
Yeah, that's just around my bed.
I have more than that in green tip alone.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. That don't make you bad. That does not make you bad.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
I have more than 1,000 rounds of armor piercing right now.
It's all right. You never know when you're going to need it.
Right. You're never going to know when
And
Never
5.56 and 7.62.
I don't have any weapons in 7.62. All mine are 5.56 or 9 millimeter.
Correct.
I have the Chinese version and the American version. So
Yeah.
God, I bought my Chinese version 30 plus years ago. Back when they were like $100.
oh yeah. I got the Matty 90.
I can't remember what mine is.
Yeah.
But
I'm
it's
sorry,
not far from me.
The Noriko 90. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not far from me, but YouTube frowns
Oh
on
yeah.
live
we
stream
can't-
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not far.
No.
I can assure you.
And the good thing about the Noriko, the Mac 90, it had this weird stock on it, which I replaced. But it has the double trunnion trigger. It has the 1.5 millimeter stamped receiver, which is thicker. The only thing equivalent to it is the Yugoslav 90 or the 70.
Mm-hmm.
And it shoots so good. I mean, the trigger is so good on that gun. And that gun was $100 at a local equivalent to a Walmart store.
And you know what's funny?
Yeah.
Everything they used in that country that issued that weapon, okay, you could literally bury that thing in the mud, bring that sucker out, and as long as the barrel wasn't loaded up, that thing was going to go off. It was like a 1911. It just was built to work.
So the gun I have, it was stolen, and we did a drug warrant at a mobile home. It was underneath the mobile home in muddy water.
Wow.
The stock was broken. The gun was rusted. And so we took the gun. I called the insurance company. They said, hey, we paid off on this claim. So the gun technically belongs to the insurance company. They said, is it serviceable? I said, no.
No.
And so they said, can you send us some pictures of it? I said, yeah, I can show you some pictures of it. I sent it to them. The guy said, yeah, we don't want that. They said, I said, well, what do you want us to do with it? He said, well, just send me a release. And I said, well, I'd be interested in buying it. And he said, well, how much do you want to offer? I said, I'll give you $50 for it. He said, send me a release and $50. And so I wrote him a check for $50 and sent him a release for him. And I took some oil and some 4/0 steel wool.
Yeah.
It looks like brand new.
Yeah.
And it shoots amazing. I threw a $50 fiberglass Dragunov stock on it, and it runs like a champ.
And the thing about those, Art, is there's nothing fancy about it. You see machine scarring on them things. I mean, they were stamped. They were mass produced.
Yeah, they were
And this one's got a chrome line barrel, and it's immaculate.
Wow.
The barrel has no rough spots at all.
I watched this documentary about Kalashnikovs, and they were interviewing this Russian Spetsnaz guy who had killed an Afghani rebel when they had invaded Afghanistan, killed him with a sniper rifle. It took him 3 days to get to his position. His brains had poured into this AK-47. They took it, they shook it, they poured water through it, and it fired.
Oh, yeah.
It was ready to go. You didn't even have to clean it. You just had to shake the brains out of it, pour some water on it to get the hardened stuff off, and it fired.
Oh, yeah.
That, to me, is one of the most impressive things about a Kalashnikov. It's an amazing.
Oh, it is. It is.
I actually want the Czech version. I want the VZ52.
Yes. Oh, I love that gun.
VZ52 because the Czechs make better weapons than the Russians.
They do.
They're like Germans the way they build things. And so the VZ52 is just an amazing weapon.
Without a doubt. I can't argue with that. It is a good one. Like I said, I'm satisfied with mine, but I don't think I've shot it in 30 years.
Oh, I hadn't shot mine in a long time.
Yeah. And no reason to. I mean, no. I just don't want to clean it. I'm at that point now where it's clean, it's oiled, it's ready.
It's ready to go.
It's ready. I just once in a while I go through my storage locker and I bring them out, wipe them down, put a little patch through them, go back in there into their climate controlled and humidity controlled environment, and that's it.
Once a month, I have my law partner. If he fucking puts a blindfold on me and breaks my AR-15 down into its component parts, including breaking down the
Look at who showed up, T-Rob.
The Whisky Sting.
Wow. What's up, Darrell?
Yeah. Cheers, man. Cheers.
Well, I told you about that Super Bowl, didn't I? We going to play each other, brother.
Here it comes,
game
Darrell.
right there.
I told you it was going to be an Andy Reid Super Bowl.
Here it comes, Darrell. Just fill up that glass and turn us off because you're never going to hear the end of it. You see him smiling up there in that corner, don't you?
Ain't happened yet, but it's going to be a great game. Darrell didn't want this game to happen. He's all, I don't want to play Pat
Mahomes. He didn't want this game to
happen. But you're going to play Pat Mahomes. It's the Kelsey Bowl. Somebody's been floating around the idea of having Ma Kelsey flip the coin for the kickoff.
Oh yeah, because both of them's playing.
Because both her boys are captains on the team.
That would be cool, man.
I think it would be the greatest thing in the world to have her. I think what they ought to do is take two jerseys, take one Eagles jersey and one Chiefs jersey, cut them down the middle, sew the two together, and then have the Kelsey on the back part
and let her wear it.
Let her wear it and flip the coin.
Yeah,
I think it would be perfect. I think it'd be perfect. James Morgan, I don't know who's going to win that game. Both teams scored the same amount of points this year, 546 points, same number of touchdowns. This is probably the most balanced Super Bowl team against team in forever. So we're going to see what happens, but I'm excited. I'm so excited.
And everybody's going to be healthy.
I hope so.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Knock on wood. You win by a minimum of 10. Oh, we might have to bet a bottle of something, brother. I swear to God. A minimum of 10.
Darrell's got some nice bottles.
You all had Dallas hang 40 on you, and you had Green Bay hang, 34 on you? 10, please.
Darrell, are you going to take that from him? I mean, he's willing to take a bottle from you.
Yeah, I'm willing. We'll have to figure it out.
He's willing to take it.
I will. I'll take that bottle from you. Actually, right now, James Morgan, the Eagles are a 1.5 point favorite.
1.5 isn't anything.
No, that's to give people something to bet on.
Yeah. They can't make it even.
No.
And the closer you get to the game, there'll be a fluctuation.
Get closer, yeah.
So they can move some money from one side to the other.
Dude, did any of y'all watch
Vegas ain't gonna lose no money on the game.
No. No.
If they can help it, yeah.
Exactly.
The last week's game was amazing. I mean, it was it was such a good game. And then we shut that jabroni up, who's the mayor of Cincinnati.
I'm gonna
There
tell
you
you.
go.
I'm gonna tell you one thing about Cincinnati. They claim to be the chili capital of the
Oh
world.
no, they are not.
And that chili is not. It's horrible.
It's awful.
All it is spaghetti sauce.
Yeah, they eat it on spaghetti.
Oh,
Yeah,
spaghetti. No,
Yeah.
it doesn't have beans in it, and it doesn't taste anything like chili. It's just spaghetti sauce.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's just what they feel. I mean, that's
Yeah,
what I remember when I went to school in Ohio,
yeah,
and I was never a fan anyway
right.
of chili in general. So it's like now I like it.
Yeah,
So, but before back then,
yeah.
back in the late 80s.
But being in Las Vegas, you've had some good chili.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
we've got I mean, all kinds from
yeah.
north to south to east and west.
Right.
You have ones that use beans and other ones that doesn't,
Don't,
but they
yeah.
have great cuts of beef in there that are just,
yeah.
oh my gosh.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And some of it, you'll fart fire and shit smoke the next day. I mean, it is as spicy as spicy can be.
So
I mean, it's you'll be looking for a popsicle.
my the local brew pub I hang out at now has for dessert, they have an ice cream. It is a chocolate, blood orange, and ghost pepper ice cream.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Why would
that
you
sounds
want that?
horrid, but I've heard people talk about an ice cream similar to that, and they said
Dude.
that sweet that is
Oh,
out of this world.
it is so good. It is so good. I mean, the ghost pepper definitely is there, but it is
Yes.
so good. It's like, and it's got ribbons of chocolate fudge through it. Oh my god, it's amazing.
Hey, T-Rob, that's why in the morning when you're in the bathroom, you're going, "Come on, ice cream."
Yeah. But unfortunately,
Come
the
on.
ice cream is already digested, and it's just the heat left over.
That's
Yeah, Hatch
that's
green
why I
chili.
said you need that popsicle.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely right. Hanging AZ Hatch green chili, best green chili in best chili in the world. So good that a federal judge had to tell Colorado to shut up about their green chili.
That's true. You heard it here,
There you
Yep.
go.
without a doubt. Where's Gizmo, Brian?
On the
In his
floor.
bed on the floor.
There you
Oh,
go.
Yes,
At about 1:00, he's like,
I'm
I'm
out.
out.
I'm fixing to get my 15 hours of sleep here.
Yeah.
that's right.
He's like, I can only be up so long and be on the
That's right.
TV. I got to
There
go
you
to
go.
bed.
That's right.
Gizmo.
Mhm.
Hanging as you don't eat that popsicle, you just ram it up your butt.
That's right. That's right. Gizmo's not interested right now.
No.
No,
Yeah,
he-
And
he's out.
Hey
Well,
guys, I'm gonna call it a
he's,
night.
all right.
Hey,
See you,
cheers,
Jeff.
Brian. Happy birthday.
Thanks,
Good
bro.
night, Ron.
And take care. Take care, Eric. Take care, Anthony.
Cheers,
Appreciate it,
cheers,
brothers.
cheers.
Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, my brew pub also makes a 4-pepper hot sauce. It's a 4-pepper salsa, and the 4th pepper is scorpion peppers. It's so amazing. It's so good. Everybody's all, I don't know how you eat that. I was all one bite at a time.
Exactly, literally one bite at a time. I have this habanero jelly.
Yeah.
I never in a million years would have ever tried anything like that. I love spicy, but that combination just never appealed to me. A couple years ago, I broke down and just spread some on my toast, and that hooked me. And so now my wife had gotten me this a few months back. I just haven't really had the occasion to open it, and I've had some other stuff open, so I opened it today. Oh my gosh, was that thing so good?
No, that
And the lady said that this is one of the hottest batches she had. All right. Well, it was hot. You knew you had some peppers in that jam, but the one I got at a farmer's market this past summer, just a small little, I actually had the container here. I don't have it now, but just a small little canning jar container, just like about literally like that. I tell you what, you knew you put something hot on your toast whenever you had it, but it was the sweet and the heat were perfect. And it actually, it left that heat on the palate. It left that heat on the palate after you're done. And it was one of those ones that once you had those slices of toast, you wanted those next slices because it was just like, and my mouth's watering just thinking about it.
Yeah, the cook over at they do brunch on Sundays over at the microbrewery, and they do French toast, and he made a peach habanero compote that you put on the French toast. But before you can put it on there, you have to drain all the excess syrup off of it because it's too syrupy.
Mm-hmm.
And we use that. I made an old fashioned out of that peach habanero syrup. And it was, I mean, it's great. It's hot. I mean, it's definitely a spicy old fashioned. You have to be able to get by that. But dude, that peach
says you rang.
You rang. He was like, it better be good if you got me out of my bed. Mm-hmm. Look at him like, really? Really? Don't these people know it's time to go to bed?
Yeah, it is time. I'm gonna call it a night for now.
Yeah, I'm gonna end it here too, and so Eric can go to bed. I know Sugar Kitty was up late, and I know Darrell's up late, and a few other people, and Hangin is still with us. I mean, come on, it's 10:30 at night, and Hangin AZ is still here. I mean, the guy's usually snoring at 9 o'clock.
It's 11. It's 11:30 where we're at.
Well, where you are, yeah.
Arizona,
for me, it's 10:30.
Yeah, Arizona.
For me, it's 1:30.
Arizona and New Mexico, it's 11:37 right now. So
yeah, you guys. I was gonna say, I think you and New Mexico are on the same spot or time zone. Yeah,
but only during standard time when we
and I'll catch up to you guys.
When we spring forward, Arizona doesn't. They become Pacific time for that period of time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But well, happy birthday there, Brian. And
thank you.
Happy birthday, brother.
Let me get a little.
Thank you.
Let me just get a little more something in my glass so I could cheers everybody out because I don't want to. There we go. Pop the top on that. What did I put in here? Oh, grab the Scarabus 10-year. You pour a little juice in here. So since I got heat on the palate, I'm staying there. So cheers, everybody. I appreciate you all on stream in chat because without you, I couldn't do this. Have a great night. Have a great week. And I look forward to seeing you guys all next weekend. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.